Hi guys, Sherry here with Fit to Be Live. We are midway, or if not a little bit further, past midway through summer, and behind me here is where I'm up to with my garden thus far. I have learned a lot in this garden. I'm actually getting ready to replant this first bed. So when I planted those early crops, so that was my carrots, my radishes, my beets, it was around the end of March, the end of April. Those are the cold crops that you plant when the ground is just able to be worked. At that point, because we've just built this garden this year, and because we did it as a lasagna garden with a lot of stuff that came from our forest, which was high in nutrients, but not broken down fully, I did not put enough of our topsoil over all of those layers before we went ahead and planted those seeds. So when the seeds started to grow, they got through the maybe 3 inches of soil that I had put, and then they kind of hit a lot of intertwining sticks and partially decomposed leaves. But at that point, the nitrogen and all of the nutrients that would have come from that, it's noisy here today. Let's try this again. All of the nutrients that comes from that natural compost, when it's broken down, until it's broken down, it's not necessarily readily available. And I did not add plant food to this bed. At that point, all things considered, I've had a lot of beet greens, I've had celery, I've gotten some endive, a little bit of lettuce. So that's been great. We've still been able to have salads every day from the garden. I do still have time to do those short, the things that take not a long time to plant and harvest. So I'm doing a lot of lettuces now, spinach, endive, chard. I am going to go ahead and amend this bed, and then I'm going to replant. And my hope is, as the weather gets cooler now toward the end of summer, we will be able to still have a fresh crop of lots of different kinds of greens. I will be planting some more beets, some more radishes, and we're just gonna see how everything does, because I have absolutely nothing to lose. I've got the seeds, we've got the sunshine, I have the garden bed, and so that's what I'm up to today. All right, so needless to say, this year has been an interesting year for getting gardening supplies. Sorry, there's a fly that really loves me apparently. I ended up getting, this is a very small bag, and I need a lot more than this, and I needed a lot more than this, but this has given me something that I can put in my garden. This is the Pro Mix Organic for tomato, vegetable, and fruit. So it's a garden fertilizer, it is organic. The numbers are 4, 4, and 8, which is what I wanted, because I don't need any more, not a whole lot more nitrogen. So that's that number 4. I would have liked for the middle number to have been higher, because that is the potassium, and that is what is responsible for the growth of fruits. So I have a lot of tomato plants and a lot of pepper plants in my garden. My peppers suffered from the cold. When I waited until after the first week of June to plant my peppers. And as soon as I planted them, we had a cold snap for 2 weeks, and they just got stunted. So there's not much happening with my peppers. They're still in the garden. I might get something. And then the 8 is actually your potassium, which is your root development. So that helps with my beets and my carrots. And now let me show you something else here. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you, I have this massive bowl that I was, rather than putting my eggshells into the compost, which we always used to do, I wanted to just be able to add more calcium to the soil. So what I do when we have eggs is I'll rinse them out underwater, and then I just leave them upside down on a plate to dry, and it takes about a day. The following day I would put them in here, so I would have halves of big eggshells. And then when the bowl got full, I just kind of mash them with gloves, gardening gloves, and get them down to, I've kind of got them just down to this. So if you can see that relatively clearly, and hopefully I won't drop the whole bowl on the ground. They're still fairly large, but I just find that this gives me a little more control. I'm basically going to take this, and I'm literally just going to sprinkle a little bit. I've got some broccoli down by the end of this bed, but my broccoli did not form heads. And I am beyond the point now where they should have. I'm gonna actually Google to see if I can do anything with the leaves that are there. I don't know if you can eat them, I have no idea, but I'm gonna look into it. This is, again, part of the learning curve. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the eggshells. The light dusting all around. Looks like snow. And finally I'm gonna do a light watering just to get the fertilizer to start dissolving and working its way into the soil, and also to pre-moisten the soil because I will be planting, and I prefer to actually plant in moist soil rather than plant the seeds and then water and risk the seeds sort of being displaced. I think I'm gonna put some lettuce here. It's later in the day now, and I'm quite happy with the progress I made today. I ended up planting a lot of lettuce here, a whole pile of different kinds of lettuce. So I'm just gonna leave the carrots that are here to mature. I did plant lettuce in the spaces between the carrots, so I will be getting all sorts of different lettuce there. This is all that's left of my beets. I've harvested them, so I did replant some beets in this entire area, and I look forward to them coming up. And some celery here, and in between the celery, I've actually planted spinach. In the back there, I've planted some beans, and in the front, it's not going to be a large area, but I am looking forward to having some peas because I did not get to plant peas this year. I actually, huge oversight, I just didn't do it, and then it was too late. So these are the squashes in the end of my third bed. As you can see, we're getting lots of flowers. Actually, this is exciting. I have not had squash at all in this garden and for many years, so I'm looking forward to seeing that come along. I also planted some Swiss chard and just a whole bunch of goodies. So I will keep you posted, but happy gardening to all of you, and thank you so much for watching this video. Looks like you lost me. All right, let's reset this here. Oh, there you are. Okay, that is absolutely incredible. I'm learning to use some new equipment here, which is going to make it a lot easier for me to not just have to stand in the camera, and actually I'll be able to show you things, but I have it on follow me, and I guess it followed me out of frame and upside down, and I don't know what happened there, but we're reset now. All right, let me show you what I'm gonna do here. I am amending the soil. So basically what I'm doing is I am using, now let me show you something else here. Boy, this is a learning curve. They're still fairly large, but still small enough. There are times when I want to swear. So I ask you to bear with me as I learn how to use this new tracker app. It's working with me sometimes. Okay, here we go again. All right. I have no idea how this is gonna work, and I might not be able to do the follow me. Actually, I think I'm just gonna lock it right where it is and get a shot from there. So let's get rid of this and see how that does. Is that gonna follow me? It's not following me. Okay, good. Good, because it's not gonna tip upside down. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna start with the Pro Mix.